Hi folks, welcome back to Visits with Soxy Nana Alice. I'm Alice, your yarn host today, and I'd love to welcome you down here in the craft room around the craft table. Welcome to all my new subscribers and welcome back to all my old-time subscribers. And thank you so much for joining me on this fiber journey. So, pour yourself a little something from a little orange teapot. Today we have cinnamon apple chamomile tea, which is a perfect autumn blend, and it is so cozy warm. And yeah, I am on my second cup. I had some work to do today down here in the craft room before I got started with you folks. So where can you find me on all the YouTube and internet is as Soxy Nana or Soxy Nana Alice on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, and here on YouTube. I also have a email account, soxynanaalice@gmail.com. All of those, you are welcome to come touch base with me, send me an email, send me a comment, send me a note, and you can even friend me on all of those platforms as well. Leave a comment below, let us know where you're from, let us know what you're working on, and I've had so many new subscribers introduce themselves. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves. Welcome to this little community that I've started 3 years ago. I started this three and a half. I started this during lockdown so that I was able to teach my grandchildren how to hand sew and knit and crochet from afar because we couldn't get together in person during the lockdown from COVID. So that's how this all started. And then it evolved after that into a bit of a podcast. So because I saw other people doing it and I was watching so many people, I thought, hey, I can do that. And I love to share. So since then, we've been tootling along here. I'm over 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much. I did not have a big fancy giveaway for that. So there's going to be new stuff and exciting stuff coming up in December and in 2025 in lieu of all of that. I am going to get on with my yarny business now because I am so excited to share with you my latest FO. Okay? Okay. So let's just start with the FO, okay? I finished the Mother's Day socks, guys. I am over the moon in love. Oh my goodness. I'm going to throw this one over my shoulder. Check these out. Okay, so Nina Latninen, she's a Finnish designer. She has a beautiful book. I'll put a picture of the book up here. And it comes in English. And look at this. I did a make-along that she was running on Facebook for Mother's Day. So I started these in May. Yeah, well, I didn't get them done until this week. Look at that detail. It's a combination of lace and beautiful cables. Now that's just the front. Isn't that gorgeous? These are called the Mother's Day Socks 2024. And she also designs Father's Day socks as well on Facebook. And I will put the links below. It's mostly in Finnish though, because they are Finnish. But because I was doing a lot of, did I make a mistake there? No, it's just the way that the stitch is flattened out. I added 2 stitches up here, guys. So as she is in Finland and all of the website and most of her patterns are written in Finnish. Years ago, I wanted to make these beautiful socks that I saw in this book, and they're butterfly socks. I believe they're called sister socks. I'll put a picture here of my daughter wearing them. I gave them to her. I gave her a pair. I have a pair of socks. I think I made like 4 pair of them. So I tracked her down on Facebook, and sure enough, she has a group page where we can make these beautiful socks as a make-along. Now, they use Novita 7 Brothers, and if you've been here any length of time, I love Novita wool. Can't get it here in Canada very readily, but I have found a few over the years, a few balls of wool over the years in Canada, but mostly it comes from Finland. So this yarn that I used, I just can't get over how gorgeous these are. The yarn I used for these is acrylic because I wanted the recipient to be able to wash them and dry them. And also, full disclosure, I didn't know if I was going to like or have any luck with doing this much cable and lace. I'm not a cable person. I haven't done a lot of cable in my knitting career. But I love it. I am hooked on cables now. Look at that. It's the gorgeous. So this color is dark denim, and I used the beautiful Patons Astra that I got from a D-stash from Diane from My Pink Bathtub. Hey, Diane. And I'm using up all this wool. I've already made a vest, and now I've made these, and I've got something else I'm going to be making, and something else I made. I can't remember. You can go back and check it out. But this is Patons Astra in dark denim, and this is a 3 weight. It says light 3. I'd say it's closer to a light worsted, okay? But still, it's very beautiful, and it is definitely a workhorse, good yarn. And look at, this is acrylic, guys, but look at the stitch definition in that. Is that not beautiful? Oh my gosh. I am totally in love with these socks. This is not going to be my last pair. She has a lovely book, and I'm even thinking of putting the book on my wish list for Christmas. And the one that I got, that I did the pattern for the butterfly socks out of. The butterfly socks, I borrowed the book from the library, and then I used that book to make the socks back quite a few years ago now. If you know me, I love my color work, and now I'm going to really love doing some cables, and you'll see in my new cast on that I'm working on. So yeah, so those are the Mother's Day socks. I'm on Ravelry, folks, and I don't do a whole lot of typing. I have a tablet and my phone that I have to answer comments and stuff in, and also to put in my descriptions and stuff. So what I do is I kind of copy and paste the information from one show to the next, and then try to put in the extra bits that are different. But in that information will be my Ravelry account, the link to my project pages, and you can go ahead and friend me there, and you can follow along, and you can see I try to keep my notes up to date on all of my whips that I'm currently working on. I also try to put in the wool, and never seem to be able to do where I got it from, because some of this wool lasts forever, right? So yeah, so that's my only FO, right? Everything else is whips. You've seen everything that I've been working on if you've been here for a while, but I am going to run through them. I've done a little bit on everything, so to speak. Oh, and one of my newbies there, she mentioned that I forgot my last show to tell you what I was wearing. So here's the sweater that I was wearing, and I was wearing the Simple Summer Tweed Top Down V-neck by Heidi Kiermeyer. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry, guys. That was like the very first full-size pattern, adult pattern that I'd made myself for many, many years. And I made it out of universal DK yarn in a tweed, and it turned out beautiful. I wasn't able to get enough to make the whole sweater in the one denim color, so I bought a more deeper blue, and I actually did a color block with it so that the sleeves are half and half and the body is half and half. And I was really pleased with that. And it is definitely my go-to sweater all year round for just grabbing quick. It washes wonderfully. I can wash it in the washing machine on gentle or on hand wash, and then I just lay it out to dry. I don't pin block it at all. In fact, I don't pin block a lot of my stuff. Oh, editing Alice here. I totally forgot again to tell you about what I'm wearing. I am wearing my heavily modified Alpine Bloom sweater, and here's the information on the designer and a picture of what it's supposed to look like. I did the same lace work at the top, and I did a bunch on the bottom so that it would actually, not have a ribbed hem, but have this beautiful lace. And I also did bust shaping in the form of short rows under my bust. And I also color managed my own choices for these minis from Little Lycac yarn. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry I forgot to put that in. And back to the show. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Bye. Okay, so I will get into my quick whips. There's going to be no cross stitch today, guys. I basically got like this much done. I think I did 78 stitches. Haven't gotten a lot of cross stitch done. Busy, very busy week. So I'll grab my first, no, I won't grab that one because that's my newbie. Okay, let's grab my first bag. This is my bag that I made recently. Looks like one of those carpet bags. Oh, I'd like to put it out there. If anybody new or old would like to have ask me questions, we could do a Q&A. Don't remember the last time I did a Q&A. I think I only did it once. So if there's anything you'd like to know about me, the area, my knitting journey, crochet journey, whatever, just you can send it to me in an email, or you can put it in the questions below. Or in the comments below, sorry, and I'll accumulate them and we can do a Q&A. If you'd like to know anything about Chewy, our little rescue dog, yeah, sure. I'd love to answer them. I'd love to share, a little bit of my life with you. Okay, so this is my Gaudi cardie. This is my second attempt, and it will be my last attempt, I think. It is beautiful. I'm using Drops Nord in this beautiful midnight ocean color. It is gorgeous, and it is very soft. I'm very happy with it. And I pulled back a Shima sweater that I had knit last summer, and I am going to be re-knitting that, by the way. And that's on my list for 2025. And I'm using, this is the Golden Hour colorway, and it is a sock yarn by Manitoba Fiberworks here in Lorette, Manitoba. And I am making the Gaudi cardie. I'll show you a picture quick. I usually put it up on the screen, but I printed it. So there's the Gaudi cardie in black and white by Julie Knits in Paris. I am making the 1X size. I'm following the pattern right to a T, with the exception that I added a couple of extra stitches under the arms because I like a little bit more bust room on my cardigan. And this is it here. And I got, let's see, a good 3 inches, guys. Got another 3 inches on the body done. This is going to have color work at the bottom as well. So that's what I love. It's definitely, I finished all the body in, actually this wool. I used this wool, and I used a different wool by Destination Yarns, and the color work didn't show up at all. It didn't look good. It did in the swatch. Interesting enough, when I did a swatch with color work for this and the Destination Yarns, I think it was called Tokyo was the name of the colorway. The swatch looked really good. Yes, I'm a swatcher, especially when it comes to, makes for myself that I want to fit properly. I did the sample up in Colourwork, and it just didn't look, it looked really good. But then when I made it, it didn't look good. So I ripped it all back and decided to use this colorway from Tammy from Manitoba Fiberworks, and this beautiful Drops Nord. And now it's coming out like it's looking like stained glass. Now that's perfect. This is a steeked cardigan, guys. And if you've been around, you know I love to steek my cardigans. Absolutely love it. I was asked what's the big deal with steeking? Like, how come, everybody wants to steek? Well, for me, it's specifically when I'm doing a lot of color work. If I'm doing color work, I learned how to do color work when I was a kid, or not kid, I was a young woman, with my little guys, my kids. And I had to, whenever you did color work, you had to purl it back and do the color work on the wrong side on your way back. It's okay. I've done it. I did a lot of it back in the day. But now that I have big circular needles, these magic loop needles, I don't want to do purling for color work. So now what you do is you're going to be going round and round with your color work. You're always knitting, carrying your floats, and then in the end, all you have to do is steek your work, and then you can put your button band in, or a zipper, or what have you. And I do have 2 tutorials, by the way. They're not really tutorials as much as they're information segments, okay? One is for steeking. I steeked a thick 100% wool cardigan, and I put a zipper in it. That was the Maya cardigan. And then I also steeked an acrylic, a Maya cardigan, made with acrylic. And it's interesting enough, a lot of people think you can only you can only steek pure wool. You can also steek acrylic. You just have to be careful, and you just have to be mindful of how you're going to pick it up and how you're going to finish off the edge. So yeah, I have 2 of those. I will link both of those below, and if I can do it, I'll put one of those little eye links at the top, and maybe you can see them there. Also, I have a playlist of all my knitting tutorials too. So yeah, so that's the Gaudi cardi. Oh, what else? I was going to say something else. Oh, I was going to show you my floats. I know everybody wants to see floats. I do catch my floats quite a bit, actually. I don't like, I have done the ladder back jacquard. Didn't need to do it in this one. But yeah, I like to catch them like every 3rd or 4th stitch, depending. I know some people like to catch their floats every stitch, which I do as well from time to time. Just depends on my mood. And yeah, and as long as it's got some give to it, I'm happy with the floats. And as long as they're not too fluffy. A lot of times, look at this, like a lot of times what'll happen is on the right side, all of a sudden it'll just look super baggy. So what I do is I just pull through with my knitting needle. I just go into the back and pull it through and just give it some more space. And give it, or pull it through here so that it's tighter on the other side, and it tightens up the stitch. I've actually, in some of my color work, when I was back in the beginning, I would actually have it so loose on one row, and I don't know why it would be like that. It just happens, and maybe because I'm in a mood, yeah, so I will actually go and pull that stitch all the way back to the edge, right to the beginning of round or right to the underarm, pull it long, and then I'll just weave in the ends as if it was changing the ball color. You got to do what you got to do. So that's my Gaudi cardi. It's coming along. Like I said, it's a size 1X. And again, all my information is on Ravelry. I love this wool. This is really nice. I think from now on, whenever I have to make a sweater, I'm going to be using this Drops Nord quite a bit. I'm going to be picking it up. That, or I have another one upstairs that's so nice and soft, and I think it's a Cascade Solid, and oh, it's nice. And I have my little goat needle stoppers, and let's see, I'll just tell you quick. I think this is a 3.5. Yeah, this is a 3.5. Interesting enough, you know how most people, like I do it too, go up a needle size or a 1.5 needle size to do their color work, so that it all kind of, works out, because your color work can have a tendency to be too tight. It doesn't call for it to be changed. Like most designers will tell you, switch to a smaller needle for the body. This one didn't. And I noticed in the last one that I made, I liked it because of it being a cardigan. I wanted it just to be that little bit more looser, because you know how you naturally want to, wrap yourself. Well, with this, it's perfect. It'll be perfect for that. Yeah. So that is my Gaudi cardi coming along. Hopefully, with any luck, I will be down to the color work the next time I talk to you, but we'll see. These are slow slogs because they are now on the body of the project. So yeah. Hey, Rita. This is Rita. Rita is our mascot here. I have a couple of mascots, actually. Okay. This is the big one. This is the test knit for Beatrice Macy. And this is the H sweater. If you've been following me, this is her H sweater. It is so cool. This is all texture up here, texture down here, and then all this color work in between. And last night I was realizing that when I offered to test knit this sweater, I test knit a fairly large size. It's going to be a very oversized. I think I'm going to have like between 6 and 10 inches of positive ease, guys. This is going to be a big sweater. Not quite sure if I'll end up ripping it back, because you know me, I'll rip it back. I'll repurpose the yarn. I'm a process knitter. I like having the product, but I am definitely a process knitter. So I am using up this wool that I got from the lady who used to work for the Tundra Company here in Winnipeg. And I have gotten about 3 inches of this one done too. I'm like 15 rows away from finishing off the Colourwork. And this is a size E, which is, I believe, a 54-inch chest. Don't quote me on that. But my gauge was good on my I'm going to really hope and pray that the gauge didn't lie, or the swatch didn't lie this time, guys. The swatch I washed and blocked it, or washed and, well, that's not it. Alice, it's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay. I did wash and block this, and it came out as a perfect 7 stitch per inch. Okay. 28 stitch per inch gauge. But now that I'm making it, and when I just look at it like this, it's only 7 inches per inch. So it's like big. It's like a size 60-inch bust. Oh, that's okay. It is very squishy. Very, very squishy. With the Colourwork and with the texture up here, it's extremely squishy. And this wool actually washes up so soft, and it blooms so lovely, and it's perfect for felting. Ooh, so I'm going to have to be very careful. This is going to be definitely a sweater that I'm going to have to be careful with. So yeah, washing this. Although it will be very warm, and it may end up being an outdoor sweater, like a sweatshirt idea. Perfect for this time of year. It does have long sleeves. And it is a bit of a slog because, you have to pay attention to your rows. Every row some rows are the same, and then it changes. And yeah, it is definitely a lovely, lovely process knit. I am enjoying this. Thank you, Beatrice, for letting me test for you. I have loved your Shima sweater. I'm going to remake that one, and I love next summer. I love your pattern. She does some really interesting patterns. So yeah, check her out again on Ravelry. So that's Beatrice Macy. Okay, I'm just going to plop that down here beside me. Okay, what else have we got? What else have I been working on? Okay, I have been working on my the Make Along by Mona from Bunny Muff Designs. And you'll know if you've been watching here, I love her Colourwork patterns, guys. And you get so much for your money. So it's such a good value on her patterns. And she works hard at it. I'll pour myself a little more drop of tea here, warm it up. There we go. Oh, that's better. I am totally loving that tea. I'm going to pick up some more. Okay, so I am almost finished. I have one more chart to do for clue 2. And then I'll be finished. I think we're on clue 4. I'm one chart behind pretty much. Clue 4 came out today. I'll be starting clue 3. And these are my colors. Look at that. I really like this one. Really loving this one. So these are the colors that I've got. And this is all out of stash, guys. It's bust your stash for $1. That's what she ended up calling it on the pattern name. Isn't that cool? And it is a mystery, which I am totally, totally in for when it came to Colourwork like this. I've never done this kind of a motif with multiple colors. I've always done the 2-color. When one day I'll bring down when the winter comes. I have my scarf tucked away. It's the scarf that I made. It's sort of like a doodle scarf idea. And what I did was, well, I'll talk about this first. I'll talk about that one. Okay, don't get so distracted. So yeah, so this was actually the color I picked for one of them, and I changed it out a couple times. Like this bright yellow, I think should have been down here too. This is actually a green. I don't know. I wasn't using solid colors. I was using minis from Little Lycac and minis from some winnings that I got. And I did a big flub. Okay, again, back to the confession time. So what I did was, and I did this with my others. Oh, sorry. Is this where I was before? I did that much? No, I think I've only done this much, right? I think I've only done this much since I saw you last. I'm going to move the progress keeper. Hang on. There. Look, my little bee lost his wing. That was my favorite. I made that. Anyways, let's get back to this. I digress. Okay, so what I did with my other scarf, and I did with this one too, is I just knot them up, give them a good knot, and then clip them and leave them inside, right? My ends. Why bother weaving them in? It's on the inside. It's a tube. Somewhere I heard that you could use this stuff called no fray. Now, I know people use it for making nylon jackets and stuff, right? Because nylon is horrible fraying. I'm getting kind of warm. I'll tell you about the sweater in a second, dude. Okay, so yeah. Well, the no fray I've got now, I don't know if all of them are like this. So I thought, okay, I'll put a little dot, little tiny little dot on each little knot. Well, when it dries rock hard. So like these are like, here, listen, rock hard. Thank goodness it's on the inside, because otherwise, and thank goodness it's for me, because this is really, really like hard under there. It's not on the top. On the top, it's nice. Now, I don't know if I wash it, if it'll soften up, or if it'll even disappear. Maybe it just dissolves after. I don't know. Maybe you could tell me. Let me know in the comments below if you know anything about this no fray. But I'm not happy with that. So I'm not doing it anymore, because I'm not putting any more of that on, because it's just going to be yucky. So this is the end of the second. So this will be double. So that'll make a perfect cowl. And I might even have to leave off maybe one of the small charts, because I want it to be tight. I don't want it to be gapey open. I want it to be basically a neck warmer, right? For walking chewy in the winter time. It gets pretty cold here, I'm telling you. In Winnipeg, we get to, with a wind chill factor, mind you, I don't go out when it's this cold. Not an idiot. It will get upwards of 48 Celsius below, which is pretty much 48 below Fahrenheit as well, I believe, in the States. But yeah, more on Celsius, but it gets pretty cold here. We get very extreme weather temperatures here in the center of Canada. But yeah, I am just loving this color, this motif right here. So this is fun. This is really experience. Oh, and I love this one too. It looks like a butterfly, right? Doesn't it look like a butterfly? Thought that was cool. Yes, so what I was telling you about was my scarf, and I'll put a picture of it here. I think I did it, told you about it last episode too, but my Colourwork scarf that I made out of scraps, lots of scraps. It was a tube, the same as this one, but what I did was I went on Pinterest, and if you look up cross-stitch borders, you'll see that it has like tons of free, you can just copy and paste and download free charts for cross stitch borders. And so that's what I did. And then I printed them off into little pieces of paper. And then I just went through and just picked those off. But it was just a 1x1, and it was just basically border patterns. So it was, just little circles or squares or whatever. And yeah, it turned out really, really nice. So these are all of my colors. I put them in Ziploc bags, and I put a masking tape on the Ziploc bag with the color, what number it is. This one is letter H, and in the color pattern it looks like a 7. So that one I put on there, and this one is an F with the little. This one looks like a little crown. So I don't know if that looks like a crown. I guess not, but that's what that one is. And see, this one is a D and a backwards C for the Colourwork chart. So yeah, so I did that, and that's it. And I kept them like this, and then I just pull out the colors I need as I go. That's in another one of my homemade bags. This is my bird bag that I made for myself, a big one. All right, now where are we? Okay, what else am I working on? That's it that I'm working on actually actively. Okay, I've got a couple of whips that are sitting waiting that I am going to eventually get done. But I've got so many little jobs to get done before I get into like the Christmassy season. And yeah, that's going to be something. I did win a pattern. Thank you very much to Christina from Knit Habits. I won a pattern. I entered my Gaudi cardie into her make along, and she did a pattern giveaway, and I won. And the pattern I chose was where is it here? It's called. Okay, I'm gonna pause and then I'm gonna let you know what it is. Hang on. Okay. Sorry about that. It's the Smoke Show vest, and it is by Thea Coleman, and it's a cable vest. Very simple kind of cable vest, it says. I was reading the notes, and I always look through the Ravelry project pages so that I see if there's people my size, because I am a bit of a bigger woman. I'm fluffy. Anyways, I always look through the project notes to make sure that, it's something that I could easily do, and that unless I'm looking for something that's challenging. Yeah, and I found this beautiful vest, and I've done a swatch, and guess what? I am going to do it in this patent Zastra because I have enough left to make this vest from the D-stash. It's going far, and I love this wool. It's not wool, it's 100% acrylic, and I did the swatch, guys. Check this out. And I have gotten gauge. It's a little loose. I don't know I guess it's supposed to stretch like that. And I know that acrylic will stretch out when I wash it, but I did a quick swatch and it is so cool. I am totally loving this pattern. It's beautiful. It's called Smoke Show, and it is a V-neck vest. I am going to love this. I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this vest. I've been looking for vests. I am going to do another one called the Barley Stitch vest, I believe. That's a free pattern on Hobie's website. And I am going to do this on my Chow Goose. This is a 4.5 millimeter Chow Goo red lace. And I'm going to cast that on, hopefully sooner than later. Although I'm afraid if I cast it on, I'm going to be totally smitten with it so quick, and then I'm going to be leaving my Gaudi cardie behind. I have to do the test knit. Every night I do, at least between 5 and 10 rows on that. The rows are long. There's over 400 stitches. Like I said, I did pick a larger size to test for her. And yeah, I'll never do that again. If it's not going to fit me, then if it's not for me, I'll make a smaller size. I will never do a larger for a test again. In fact, next year, I don't think I'm going to do any testing. I've sort of stopped testing for the sock designers simply because I want to do the sock along next 2025. That's not a secret. We're going to do a sock along next year. A pair of socks a month. So I want to do that. But I'll tell you right now, if any of you guys would like to donate, sock designers now that I tested for, if you guys would like to donate any patterns towards the giveaway, I would love it. If not, I will buy them and I will share them as giveaways on the Ravelry thread that we set up. And yeah, throughout the year. And I've already got a couple of donations coming in of physical prizes. So guys, look forward to that for the next year. Okay, so I've got a new file recording because my recording thing tells me that I was out of space, but not anymore. So would you like a little bit of life chat? Would you like to do a little knitting with me? Or is that about it for today? I can just let you in on what's for supper. We're going to have meatloaf. And I got a great tip actually from a Hutterite video that I watch. And yeah, I will put the link below to her video. It's a little girl out in the rural Manitoba, and she does a vlog style video at the Hutterite Colony, and she just kind of said that for gluten-free, making meatloaf, they use oatmeal instead of flour, or like instead of breadcrumbs, they use oatmeal. So I'm going to try it. So that's new on the list. I hate cooking, guys. I'm not a big fancy cook. I cook basic meat, potato, vegetable kinds of meals. And that's about it. So I'm looking forward to another week of crafting. I've got some visiting to get in this week. We're going to be visiting some people, friends. Now that we're back from the trailer, we've got the whole list of all the people we want to go visit and catch up on before winter sets in. And we're pretty much, trapped in the house with all the snow outside, but that's about it. So thank you so much for coming and enjoying my show. I really, really am thrilled to see so many new people here, and I really want to connect with you folks. So leave me a comment. I tried my best to get onto my tablet and type back replies. Like I said, it's if I can get some use of my laptop, which is a very old laptop. Sometimes it doesn't agree with me, so I try to use that. But if it doesn't work, then I have to use my phone to answer. And and you guys all know that spell check is always a challenge. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I would love to see you next week for another little knit and chat, or just come down and check out what I've been working on, and hopefully we'll have some new stuff to show you. Take care and have a great week. Knit on, folks. Oh, knit with love. Take care. Bye now.